gasoline I smell?
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you all are doing amazing as always. And it's me, Joe, as always. And today, guys, I want to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, I have to say that this franchise is something that means a lot to me because, the first game of Five Nights at Freddy's came out, I think, in like 2014. And so I was like 13. And so I essentially grew up with this franchise, right? I played the games, I really enjoyed them. And to this day, I really sometimes just like to play Five Nights at Freddy's. It's, an enjoyable game. And what I like most about it, to be honest, is how deep the lore of this game is. How rich the story is, essentially, right? Because some people might believe that this is just like a, sort of like a child horror, or like, it's not for adults or whatever. No, not at all. Like, this game has such a deep lore that it's like so interesting to, learn more things about it. It's really entertaining, and, it's really cool. So this is not just for kids at all. And the games are also really good. And so I always wanted to see a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Like, that was always my dream when I was playing the games. And, I remember playing the first game when I was like 13, and I was just so scared of all the animatronics. And it was just so cool. And I always was like, I would really love to see a movie made, that would be just so cool. And so then when Blumhouse announced that they actually gonna make a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, that was just like, whoa, like, that's awesome. Like, I am so happy that they're actually making a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. That's like super cool, So I was just really, really hyped for this movie and especially Blumhouse making it. That's, some people obviously say that Blumhouse isn't, a badge of quality or whatever. And they're not, not all their movies are good. Like, let's be honest, not all their releases are fire, some of their releases are pretty trash. But most of the time, I think that Blumhouse knows how to make a horror movie. And so when we've learned that they actually gonna make Five Nights at Freddy's horror movie, I got really excited. And then, hearing Jason Blum talking about it and all that just got me really, really excited. And then something happened. For years, this movie wasn't getting any updates. Nothing at all. It was just nothing. And that was just so disappointing. And I almost thought at that point that the movie is just gonna get canceled and we won't get a Five Nights at Freddy's horror movie. But Jason Blum kept talking about it, that it's happening, but the script just needs a longer time, that it's just like that it's developing quite slow or whatever, stuff like this. And honestly, the movie is now finally shooting. They are now finally shooting the movie, and it's absolutely unbelievable that now we're finally getting a Five Nights at Freddy's horror movie that I've always wanted. This was always my dream, to see Five Nights at Freddy's horror movie, and now finally, after all these years, we're finally getting a Five Nights at Freddy's horror movie, and that's awesome. Now, the script took a long time to be finished because obviously the creator of the games was very much involved with the script and with the studio, with Blumhouse, right? And Jason Blum sometimes almost was talking about how almost like bad it is that they got this creator and he really wants to make a good thing, right? He just doesn't want to rush it, right? But that's like such a good thing, obviously, right? Because when you have the creator of the franchise on board, you can sort of like really make something special, right? And something that will, fit in within the lore, right? Because sometimes bad things happen, and movies that are based on video games end up being and feeling just poor and bad and not like the games at all. So just knowing that the creator of the games is actually involved and he wrote the script, that just makes me really, really happy. Now, even in terms of like who's gonna be in the movie, a standout for me is Matthew Lillard, who's gonna be in the movie with just that's just so amazing. Matthew Lillard, obviously Shaggy, from the first two live action Scooby Doo movies, and then he obviously kept voicing Shaggy, and he's like such a great actor, and obviously you guys know him from Scream. And he's such an underrated actor, and so I'm so happy that he's actually in this movie. That just makes it, much better, at least for me. And also, he was talking about how this movie is not. This is not just planned to be like a one-off. Okay, Blumhouse is planning to make a trilogy out of this, which is absolutely amazing, and I absolutely love that. So, just thinking that we're finally getting a Five Nights at Freddy's horror movie that's gonna be good, and it was written by the guy who made the games. That's just amazing. So I'm just super excited for Five Nights at Freddy's, and it was, it was my childhood, and it's something that I still really, really like. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts about this. Are you excited for Five Nights at Freddy's horror movie, or not at all? Let me know down below. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care as always, and bye.